Super Rugby, Crusaders hosting the Drua. That was an absolute try fest. If I'd said to you that the Drua would score 4, you might be questioning because you need 3 tries more than your opponent to get a bonus point in Super Rugby these days, and for the last few years, really. You might be questioning, did the Crusaders get a bonus point? Did they get 7 tries? Or they got 11. 11 tries. Cody Taylor in his 150th match, the final match, the send-off for the scaffolding stadium, the Apollo Project Stadium, before the opening of the magnificent new one, 69-26. That is a hiding and a half. The Drua were always going to be in an uphill battle because they don't went away. And the Crusaders in their final send-off game for this old stadium, which is, served them as well as it could for all these years and seen multiple teams crowned Super Rugby champion. It was always going to be uphill, but geez, 69-26, that is a big old scoreline. We'll go through some of the key events and stats. It's basically just all tries. It's basically just all tries, and you guys can let us know your thoughts. To be fair, there's about 20 minutes at the end where the try scoring kind of dried up until the Crusaders could put the icing on the cake at the end. And to be fair, the Crusaders do have some defensive talking points to mention because they tackled the house down. You may not think it when you see almost 70 points on the board. Like, their defense held early before they scored their first try. I mean, it's only 3 minutes, so you may not think the Crusaders had much defending to do at the start of the game, but they did. Hannah won a penalty at the breakdown after defending for quite some time, and then they turned defense into attack. From the resulting lineout, they scored a try. The Crusaders hold on their own line, kick for touch, line-out set play, Leicester to Fihaki to Will Jordan, wide pass to Sever Reese, try time, misconversion, 5 points to 0 up. Fiji had a chance to reply. When the Crusaders had kicked dead, it looked like Thanakai Vata had gone over, but he gets pinged for a double movement, so chance gone for them. And then the Crusaders make no mistake, like literally 2 minutes later after the Drua had been denied at one end, they concede the next for the Crusaders' hands. I mean, Fletcher Newell is making a habit of getting himself into some space. It was a great break from him. The hands, it was Lee to Leicester who got the try. So Whainganuku gets his one and only one for this match, the 10 points to 0 up, because they can't find the kicking boots, the Crusaders, early, but they did kind of come right. But yeah, 10 points to 0. It's already looking like a long way back for the Drua. Then Cody Taylor gets going. He gets his first one from a pretty long-range maul, peels off, powers over. Try for him. You're thinking 17-0. The game is done. And Cody Taylor's had his moment in the sun. Last match at this stadium, 150th celebratory one. He even looks slightly happy. He's not the man to kind of have a heck of a lot of emotion on him. Like my wife even said, she's not a rugby person at all. But Cody Taylor had once, with a couple of other All Blacks, been to visit my wife's office. They did the kind of All Blacks meet and greet thing. They send All Blacks out to schools and offices and whatnot. She's like, I know that guy. He came to my work. He didn't say much. That's Cody Taylor. He's not really been a big kind of talker, but even he looked a little bit chuffed. And he looked more and more chuffed as the night went on. 17 points to 0. And then another one. Like, the try scoring for Taylor's 14 minutes and 18 minutes. Is that the quickest 2 tries he's scored back-to-back? I don't know. But 24-0, and that is officially, we're getting into a big old hiding territory at that point. The Crusaders had a quick tap. Leicester dinking it across for Sever Reese. I don't know, Leicester had that kind of left foot on him. But it's a great try, 31-0, and it is starting to get embarrassing. But credit to the Drua. Like, they did actually play some rugby. They still scored 4 tries down in Christchurch, which not a lot of teams necessarily get done. They scored one from close range after some phases. Tamani, the lock, who was up from the bench from last week, he gets over for the try, so 31 points to 7. At least they're on the board. But as soon as they score, much like the try that they had chalked off earlier, they concede another one. It's Fihaki. It was surely a forward pass, but maybe it looks worse because Shelfoon catches a pop ball from Will Jordan, who pops it from the deck to Shelfoon, but he catches it kind of behind him, so maybe the TMO thinks that the pass is lateral, and it looks forward because he's catching it behind him. It always looks worse than the guy catches it on his hip, but it still looked kind of forward. Either way. It ends in a try to Fihaki, so 38 points to 7. Crusaders bounced back with another try. That being said, they had been conceding a few penalties to Crusaders. They'd been warned about a yellow card. They did get one. And the Drua guys did punish initially in the yellow card period. Tanakavata did get himself on the board. So it's 38-12 at halftime, which is still very much like this game's going in a predictable fashion, if not, like you thought that might be the final score, not the halftime score. Halftime stats, line breaks is 7-1. Turnovers 1 is 7-1. Both these numbers are in favour of the Crusaders. Penalty counts 5 each. That doesn't include advantages, just penalties actually blown. The Drua have had the position in the territory, to be fair. The Crusaders had gone close before halftime, but the TMO could not find a grounding, clearly. Second half, Taylor gets his hat-trick. That's where he actually starts to look proper chuffed. On 41 minutes, it's a maul going close. And then he burrows over a couple of phases later. So 45 points to 12. The Drua, though, keep playing. Again, credit to them. You've almost got 50 points put on you. But they keep playing. Quick tap, nice hands, offloads. You know, passing under pressure. Tanakavata gets his second, 45-19. I'm decently happy because I got Cody Taylor and Tanakavata both in my fantasy team. My fantasy team's been going terrible. But at least that brought a bit of a smile to my face. So that's something for me personally. And then it's a 4-try, incredible effort, great cutout ball to that man, Cody Taylor, who gets his fourth, and he's properly got a smile on his face by this point. 52-19. We did get a nice one for Mataele back down in Christchurch for the bit of footballing skills from some fumbled ball to make it 52-26. But that's the final scoring for the Drua. There's still 2 more tries to come. The TMO gives one to Kello. Fihaki gets an intercept, and to be fair, actually, sorry, there's 3 more because there's one more to Calder on full time. So it's 69-26. It's a big old win for the Crusaders. Great way for them to cap off that, history of that stadium. It's, as I said, been the site of many a Super Rugby final, all of which the Crusaders ended up winning. They're deserved winners. Line breaks is 10-3. They also did the fundamentals well. They tackled at 90% and made 206 tackles compared to the Drua's 101. The Drua had possession. They had territory. But the Crusaders were just more lethal. And the fundamentals, again, the lineout's 100%, which is a great, tick in the box of a guy like Cody Taylor on a night like that as well, along with the 4 tries. But he gets the fundamentals to go with it. The Drua's at 78%, which is not going to be good enough down in Christchurch. Leicester was a bit of a wrecking ball. 8 defenders beaten from him. Tanakavata had 6 for the Drua. Kello made 25 tackles on a defensive shift for the Crusaders. Fihaki had 4 line breaks. But honestly, it's all about Cody Taylor tonight. Well done to that man. We'll see them at the new stadium at the end of the month. That should be a grand occasion for a great team. And yeah, in the scheme of Super Rugby, the Crusaders are moving up the table with that win. And the Drua still chase that elusive one away from home. You guys let us know your thoughts on that one. As I said, we're basically just talking about tries because there were that many of them. But yeah, you guys take care. And I'll talk to you guys again soon. See you later.